What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on a recent episode of The Arena that I watched. And these guys were discussing Eli Manning, right? And should he be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Now, in my opinion, I think Eli Manning should. I mean, this guy, Eli Manning, won 2 Super Bowls. Also, he beat the New England Patriots in both of those Super Bowls. And I thought that he really had a to top that off, I thought he had a really great career, right? And so now some points were made about Eli Manning and not being and getting the snub on this arena show. And so what I want to do, who was on here? Skip Bayless was on here, and I don't know the other guy name, but I want to listen to what they said, and then I want to come back and give my comment on Eli Manning, man. Which like I said, I think that Eli Manning should be in there, first ballot, in my opinion.
That Eli Manning failed to get into the Hall of Fame?
I'm not too surprised, mainly because it's only his second time on the ballot. And I do believe that he will be a Hall of Famer. He should be a Hall of Famer. And he's been a finalist each of these 2 times. So it's just a matter of when, not if. But the other reason that I'm not too surprised is because of who's on that ballot. You can only have a maximum of 5 players elected to the modern era list when it comes to the Hall of Fame. And there's only 15 finalists. And when you look at that list, it's guys like Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne, Adam Vinatieri, Frank Gore. There's some big, Luke Kuechly. There's some big time names on that list.
Let me stop right there. I like him better than I like Drew Brees. I think, and Drew Brees only have 1 Super Bowl. So I like him better than Drew Brees, in my opinion.
I don't think it's more of a knock on Eli. I think it's just a testament to the talent that's on the Hall of Fame ballot right now. But when it comes to what you just mentioned, Kinsey, I understand the argument that people are making about the 500 record. 117 wins, 117 losses, was never an All-Pro, only 4 Pro Bowls. Multiple times he led the NFL with interceptions. But for me, that's all of race because of what he did in the postseason, man. He won 2 Super Bowls. Not only did he win 2 Super Bowls, he went up against the greatest quarterback of all time to win those Super Bowls. Yeah. And the first one that he won, he was going up against an 18-0 New England Patriots team, and he found a way to get the job done at the end. Within those 2 Super Bowls, too, he threw for 550 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So it wasn't just his defense that played well. He had to play a major role in those Super Bowl wins. Also has 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's one of 6 players to ever do that. 3 of those are Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, and Bart Starr. Each of those guys were first ballot Hall of Famers. The other 2, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, I think we would all agree those guys will be first ballot Hall of Famers. Yep. So I'm not saying Eli Manning's on their level. I'm not comparing him to those guys. But to be in that company for an accomplishment like multiple Super Bowl MVPs absolutely says something. So again, not too surprised because of the players on that list, but I think it's just a matter of time for when he has his gold jacket.
I see the players on that.
So and let me say this about Eli Manning, right? So people criticize the fact that he had a 500 regular season, 117, like he said, in 117, his record, 500 record. But he won in clutch, you know what I mean? So it seemed like they penalize you both ways. Like if you're not clutch, they penalize you. But if you don't have, the stats in the regular season, then they penalize you for that, right? And so, I would prefer him to have, success in the playoffs. And so it just seems like he the kind of player that, like, once he get into the playoffs, he elevated his game. And once he got to the Super Bowl, he elevated his game. Nobody can say, well, he got there, but he just, he choked in big moments. He elevated his game. Man, he definitely got to get in there.
List. And I thought he should have been on that list. Like,
agree.
I may not put him in over Drew Brees. Maybe Vinatieri.
Yeah.
Like, them guys are champions. But, some people who remaining on the list, like, I just may not put you in because you don't got no chips. This guy is the head of the team, quarterback.
Yeah.
2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Like, what are we talking about? There's 13 quarterbacks in NFL history who got 2 or more MVPs. Like, just 13 of them. He one of them. So all them motherfuckers need to be in the Hall of Fame. That shit is hard to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely surprised, man. If it was me, I would have Drew Brees. I definitely wouldn't vote him in over Drew Brees because Drew Brees got a chip and he did numbers. But I would have both of them in there. I thought it was a year that
Again, I put him. He got 2 championships, and like I said, regular season numbers is cool, but if, you know, like people want to see you do it in the postseason, and he did it in the postseason 2 times. I just like him better than I like Drew Brees.
2 quarterbacks can go in, along with maybe Jason Witten and the kicker, and I don't know who else, but I mean, it's the bar getting moved so much to me. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be guys getting in this, like Kuechly was a dog, right? He was amazing, right? What did it translate to?
Right.
What did it translate to, bro? Like a chip appearance, 1? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. So I don't know. I think I just hold champions up here, bro. It's too hard to do. It's too hard to do, man. So if you're a champion, you got a great chance to get in my book. If you're a 2-time champion, you the quarterback, and you was the MVP of the game, like, oh shit, what we talking about? Right?
Yeah, this sounds like a no-brainer. Like, you know, because so many people, most people don't get championships. So this guy has 2 championships. Eli Manning, you know, got 2 championships, and you know, I would have him in there. I definitely would have him in there. It just seems like a no-brainer. I don't know what's going on with these the selection people.
That's easy work. So he would have been in if it was up to me. Probably first ballot for real.
Man, I'm not surprised he didn't get in because, I mean, to your point, it's a lot of champions on that list that, you know, are going on their 2nd and 3rd time around. Reggie Wayne, Torrey Holt, you know, Adam Vinatieri. You know, you got guys like, you know, Larry Fitzgerald, no chips, Kuechly, no chips. So, you know, even Belichick, first time he didn't get in. And, you know, as every year goes by, it gets harder and harder and harder to get in. But I'm all about what you do in the biggest games, in the biggest moments. That's part of your greatness. You can do all this stuff during the regular season, be great, have all these passing yards. And when you get into them playoffs and them championships, if you ain't been successful, you can't really claim Hall of Fame status, right? Because you're not doing it in the biggest moments, in the biggest game against the greatest competition. And that's what Eli has done. So I think that alone, being MVP, winning 2, even with the great defense, you know, the situational, last-second drives, going down the field against the Patriots and the number 1 defense, right? That says a lot, man. That says a lot about your internal. And then alongside, you know, you got Peyton. So don't act like that don't help you and boost your Hall of Fame status up because of, you know, your relation. And we all know that, whether you know, accept it or not, that has something to do with it. Your popularity, who are you tied to? That all matters. So I think Eli will get in probably next ballot, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised he didn't get in this one. You know, there's some champions and some dogs that's really, you know, in that line right now.
I am very surprised he didn't at least get in on his 2nd shot. This is real simple to me. When I think of Hall of Fame, it's clear cut. If you throw a name at me, I got 1 second to think yes or no. And if I say, well, you're not in my Hall of Fame. If I have to think about it, you're not in. With Eli, from day 1, in the Hall of Fame, because to your points, if you go on 2 4-0 Super Bowl runs and you beat the greatest quarterback ever head to head and you outplay him both times and outclutch him both times, you got me, man. You are in. This is Chip City. This is at the highest level. But I also say this about Eli Manning. Weirdest player in the history of the National Football League is Eli Manning because all the rest of it is crap. Seriously. Below average everywhere else except for 2 years, 2 4-0 Super Bowl runs.
But he got more playoff appearances than just those 2.
Okay, yeah.
So that can't be too much crap.
Okay, so this is real crap. I'm going to show you why it's crap. Okay, let's.
All right, let me just say this, right? And they keep saying it about the 2 championships, man. I just think that's big. I don't get why, you know, how he's not in there, because the next go round, you might have some other people that's eligible. I don't know who would be eligible the next time, but you may have some other guys who are eligible and it's debatable. But you got a guy that has 2 championship runs, man, and he played really good. It's not a situation like where the defense bailed him out. He made some big plays in both of those Super Bowl games that they beat the Patriots, you know, and so to me, it's a no-brainer. I don't understand why he wasn't, you know, why he didn't at least get in there this go around. Maybe he, you know, people feel like he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, but at least this go around, he definitely should be in there. So that's my take on it. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And I'm check you all out in the next video. Peace.